of Civil Engineering branch. So today we will discuss the topic of building materials and construction technology, workability of concrete. So what do you mean by workability? Workability का मतलब क्या है? So workability is the ease at which concrete is handled, transported and placed in the forms without the loss of homogeneity. इसका मतलब है सपोज हम लोग कंक्रीट को बना रहे हैं एक जगह पे और उसको लेके जाना है कहीं दूसरी जगह पे, वो 2 किलोमीटर दूर है, हमको कंक्रीट को ऐसे बनाना है और उसको उसका प्रॉपर्टीज को ऐसे बनाना है जैसे कि वो काम करने लायक रहना चाहिए। वर्कबिलिटी कुछ नहीं है, वो एक प्रॉपर्टीज है कंक्रीट का जिसके कारण कंक्रीट काम करने लायक होना चाहिए। दैट इज नोन एज वर्कबिलिटी। सो वर्कबिलिटी ऑफ कंक्रीट डिपेंड अपॉन द वेरियस factors affecting workability. The first one is aggregate cement ratio. First one is aggregate cement ratio. If the aggregate cement ratio is more, if the aggregate cement ratio is more, then the workability will be less. Then the workability will be less. Second one, water cement ratio. More the water cement ratio, more will be the workability. More the water cement ratio, more will be the workability. Third one is shape of aggregate. So here we have to understand it properly. Shape of aggregate, suppose we take a container having the rounded aggregate and we will take another container of same volume contains angular aggregate. Of various shapes. In both the cases, we are adding the same amount of cement, 1 kg, for making concrete. So here we see that in a container number A, having the rounded aggregate, their surface area will be less. While in case of container B, having the angular aggregate, their surface area will be more. So where the surface area is less, there the workability will be more. And where the surface area, is more, the workability is less. After the shape of aggregate, the fourth point is time to transit. That means if we have to take the concrete from one place to another, more will be the time, less will be the workability. That are the factors, that are the four four factors at which the workability is dependent. Now we will see what are the apparatus that are used to measure the workability. So test to find out workability of concrete. There are a few tests according to Indian Standard Code which are used to find out the workability. The first one is slump cone test, and the second one is compaction factor test, and the third one is VB test, and the fourth one is flow table test, and the fifth one is Cayley's ball apparatus test. So here first there are five number of tests are there. Find out the workability of concrete. The first one is slump cone, second one is compaction factor, third one is VB, fourth one is flow table, and fifth one is Cayley's ball apparatus test. So now we are going to see how the slump cone test is performed. Right now we will see the theoretical things of what is the required of the slump cone test, what are the materials required, how is the apparatus, and then after we will see the other four tests. Now we are going to jump to slump cone test. So now let's see the slump cone test. So in case of slump cone test, as the name already denotes, it is having a cone which is having the shape of a frustum, having its dimension 10 cm, height is 20 cm, and the base is 30 cm. So it is the frustum cone used for slump cone test. In case of slump cone test, we will use the IS code IS 1199. IS 1199. So before doing the slump cone test, we have to calculate the amount of concrete, the amount of fine aggregate, amount of coarse aggregate, and water. What are the proportions we are going to take for this test? So before heading towards the slump cone test, let's calculate the quantity of concrete. Required. Before calculating the quantity of concrete, so now you have to calculate the volume of frustum cone. So the volume of frustum cone, for this we need calculator. The volume of frustum cone is 5.495 into 10 to the power minus 3 meter cube. So it is the volume of the frustum cone. So it is the dry volume. It is the dry volume. Now we take %, then 5.495 into 10 to the power minus 3, 0.54 multiplied by 5.495 into 10 to the power minus 3. Now it's come as 8.462 into 10 to the power minus 3 meter cube. So for this number of meter cube, we have to calculate the number of cement or the cement in kg, then aggregate in kg and the water in milliliter. Start. Okay. As the volume came right now, the 8.462 into 10 to the power minus 3 meter cube. So now we'll take the proportion of M25, which is 1:1:2. So here what is the one? One is the cement. Next one is the fine aggregate, and the third one is the coarse aggregate. The sum of this is 4. So now we have to calculate the amount of cement required in kg, amount of fine aggregate required in kg, and amount of coarse aggregate also required in kg, along with the water. So first we'll see for the cement how much kg cement we need. For this, we have to go to this one, 8.462 into 10 to the power minus 3, 8.462 into 10 to the power minus 3 divided by 4, as the ratio of both the three is 4, into 1. 1 is the number of cement. So we have to calculate what is the answer of this. So the answer came as 2.115 into 10 to the power minus 3 meter cube. After this, we have to see the density of cement. Density of cement is 1440 kg per meter cube. Density of cement is 1440 kg per meter cube. So now you have to calculate the number of the amount of cement required in kg. So how you can calculate? We'll see amount of cement in kg is equal to, so 2.115 into 10 to the power minus 3, 2.115 into 10 to the power minus 3 multiplied by 1440. 2.115 into 10 to the power minus 3 multiplied by the density of cement, which is 1440, and that came as 3.0456 kg. That means for M25 grade of concrete, the quantity of cement required is 3.056 kg. So like this we have to calculate for fine aggregate. For fine aggregate we have to go again to the volume, that is 8.462 into 10 to the power minus 3. 8.462 into 10 to the power minus 3 divided by the whole total ratio, that is 4, into the one number of parts of fine aggregate. So here it's from the same one, 2.115 into 10 to the minus 3, 2.115 into 10 to the power minus 3 meter cube. As you know, the density of fine aggregate is 1600. Density of fine aggregate is 1600 kg per meter cube. So now you have to calculate the amount of fine aggregate. The quantity of fine aggregate is equal to 2.115 into 10 to the power minus 3 multiplied by 1600. So here you get the answer as 3.384 kg. It is the amount of fine aggregate we need at the time of performing the slump mode test. So now we are going to the calculation for coarse aggregate. So for coarse aggregate, we will take the same amount of the volume, that is 8.462 into 10 to the power minus 3 divided by the total ratio, that is 4, multiplied by 2. Because in M25 we take the amount of coarse aggregate as 2. That is 8.462 into 10 to the power minus 3 divided by 4 multiplied by 2. That comes as 4.231 into 10 to the power minus 3 meter cube. So here, as we know, the density of coarse aggregate, which is 1800 kg per meter cube. Now you can calculate the amount of coarse aggregate needed, that is 4.231 into 10 to the power minus 3 divided by multiplied by 1800. That came as 4.231 into 10 to the power minus 3 multiplied by 1800. So that came as 7.6158 kg. So that amount of coarse aggregate we need while performing the slump mode test. So here we get the amount of cement, amount of fine aggregate, as well as the amount of coarse aggregate. But most vital thing is the water. Without the water, we can't make the concrete. So now let's go to the calculation for water. So while calculating the water, we have to know that water cement ratio will take at 0.48. Water cement ratio will take at 0.48. So amount of water is equal to 0.48 into the cement. The amount of cement is 2. So 0.48 multiplied by the amount of cement we take, we have to see the amount of cement we take as 3.0384 kg. 3.384. So it will be 1624 ml of water we need while calculating the slump mode. As we got the amount of cement, amount of fine aggregate, amount of coarse aggregate, along with the water cement ratio. So we got all the 4 parameters. So now we head towards the slump mode test in the field. So let's go. As you already amount of cement, fine aggregate, coarse aggregate, and water. So these are the apparatus that will be used for slump cone test. The first one is the slump cone. Here you can see the shape of the apparatus is frustum cone, like a frustum cone, or is a tapered section. The top one is having rounded one, and the down is also rounded one. The top one having the lesser diameter, while in the bottom one having the more diameter. And here one is the base. Okay. Then we need the measuring cylinder, so that we can measure the amount of water that is needed for this test. Along with that, we need the tamping rod. The work of this tamping rod is to tamp the concrete so that the air voids that are entrapped in the concrete should be taken out. So before heading towards the test, we will see that the frustum cone having the dimension, the top one is having 10 cm, the bottom one is having 20 cm, and the height is having 30 cm. So first of all, what we have to do? So first of all, we already got the quantity of material that will be used. So first of all, we make the concrete by using the water. Then we will thoroughly fill this slump cone in 4 layers. We will thoroughly fill this slump cone in 4 layers, and each layer is of having 25 blows by using tamping rod. So while filling the first layer, we are going to tamp it for 25 times. Then in next layer again for 25 times, as long as it will complete the 4th layer. After tamping with the tamping rod, then what we will do? Then we will have to take it, and then we will see the shape of the concrete. So there, after finishing this, we will see what will be the result as well as what will be the shape. So let's go to perform this slump cone test. Now you can see the amount of cement as 3.045 kg, and the fine aggregate is there having 3.384 kg, and the coarse aggregate 7.61 kg. Along with there is water already measured of 1462 ml. So now we have to mix it with in the tray. Here is the tray, along with there the trowel is there. So now we will mix all things. First we will do the dry mix, and then we will perform the wet mix. मार आओ दिन after the experiment was over, as you saw, we found some displacement. So right now we'll see what type of slump it is. There are 4 types of slump, that is true slump, zero slump, collapse slump and shear slump. So right now we'll see. So the slump we got is as the shear slump. The slump we got is as the shear slump. Why the shear slump is come? The shear slump can when there is inappropriate or improper tamping of the concrete in one side. So we got the shear slump in our experiment. So it came as shear slump and the value of shear slump, came as more than 150. But for mass concrete and for RCC wall, the slump value should be 50 to 75 mm, which come under the medium category. So this is the maximum, the slump value maximum and minimum, and this is the construction and the purpose of the slump value. Like for pavement, we need the maximum slump value is 30 mm. For unenforced footing, we need like 75 mm. For enforced foundation footing and walls, we need like 100 mm. And for enforced slabs and beam, we need as 100 mm too. And for column retaining wall, the maximum should be 150 mm. As in case of our test, it came as more than 150 mm. So the test should be repeated again, but the process should be the same, and we should repeat the test by maintaining the water cement ratio, for which we can get the appropriate slump value. Thank you and have a nice day.